Let's do a road trip through Bavaria.
Bavaria is one of Germany's most beautiful regions, and it's an unforgettable destination to visit. We took a road trip from Munich to Nuremberg through the incredible scenery of the Bavarian Alps before finishing off in the peaceful wine region of Franconia. These are highlights of our favorite things to do in Bavaria, Germany. One of the most popular things to do in the area is to go up the Alpspix. This gives you a great view. There's a lookout platform up ahead and you can see all of the Alps.
These are the beautiful views of the Alpspix.
Coming up to the top of the Alpspix is spectacular. I'm going to say it's the #1 thing I've done so far. This is highly recommended. It is so cool to be able to walk out over the mountains and look out over these jutting walkways. It's a very unique experience up here.
You can say that again.
Wow, what a view. It's really neat because this blast juts out, so you feel like you're going to walk right off the edge. Spectacular. We're at Neuschwanstein Castle.
Otherwise known as Fairytale Castle.
Make sure you come up early in the morning before it opens and you have the Marion Bridge all to yourself.
Look at that view, isn't it beautiful?
So we've arrived at Neuschwanstein Castle and we have arrived before it's open, which is fantastic. We parked at the restaurant and now we're walking to the Marion Bridge for the view. So nobody's here, I'm very excited. It's a very easy paved walkway to the bridge. So you just follow the signs and we are about to see, I'm sure it's gonna be something spectacular. Here we go. This is why you come early though, because we're gonna get to see all of the views. It's pretty impressive to see this castle that's built high on a rock and look over the water. It's really beautiful. Quite the gorge. We are definitely a long way up. For people who are afraid of heights, you might not like this bridge, but what a view.
Now that was worth it.
Well, I'm definitely glad we came early. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. And the buses are arriving, there's crowds already, and they still have to get up to the top. We were up there, we saw 2 other people. So definitely come, like, as soon as the crack of dawn, get here and have an amazing time at the castle. Hopfensee is a very picturesque lake out here in Bavaria that you should visit. It's really pleasant. You can go hiking or cycling around the lake. There's paddle boat rentals. There's people just lounging and relaxing and having a picnic on the side of the beach. And it's not too far from Neuschwanstein Castle. So coming out to the town of Hohenschwangau to see Neuschwanstein Castle, I apologize if I'm massacring the words, but I'm trying my best, is really a great way to spend a day. There's so much to do around here. There's several lakes and hiking trails, and I highly recommend renting a bicycle. I think it'd be a great idea and a great way to get around. Come on out to Linderhof Palace. This was one of 3 palaces that was built by Ludwig II. That's King Ludwig II. And this is the smallest of them all, but also a fun fact is this is the only one that he lived to see completed.
So they say that this is the only one that Ludwig got to see completed, but it looks like they're still working on it to me.
It stands in a picturesque setting and there are many sculptures, fountains, and gardens to admire. We are at the extraordinary castle Herrenchiemsee. It was modeled after Versailles, which is very clear here. And it is the largest of King Ludwig's castles. Unfortunately, he never got to see it completed, but we get to explore it today.
If you come early, boats start at 6:40 a.m. And the castle itself isn't open, but you'll have the grounds all to yourself, and it's really worth exploring. The gardens are beautiful, the fountains, and the castle, and the monastery, and the landscape. It's really worth taking some time to check it all out. It's worth a trip to take a boat out to the island to explore the castle. It's just a 10-minute ride, and you can explore the castle and the monastery, and there are other islands to explore. You leave from the Prienstock Pier, and then you can spend the day out exploring all of the royalty from King Ludwig.
So we're doing a road trip through Bavaria, and not only do you have like these beautiful little towns and great castles that you can visit, and obviously the mountains, but you get a chance to drive on the Autobahn as well, where you can there's no speed limit here, so you can go as fast as you want to go. Me, when I get up to about 160, that's about 165, that's good for me. I don't need to go any faster than that. But literally, I've been going 165 kilometers an hour and have people pass me like I'm standing still. So if you like to drive fast, the Autobahn's for you. Come to Partnach Gorge. We're here.
Partnach Gorge is a 700-meter-long rushing river walk cutting through high cliffs. It's a thrilling adventure to walk along the narrow platform listening to the water surging by as you weave through caves and alleyways.
It's a bit tricky.
It's a thrilling adventure to walk along the narrow platform listening to the water surging by. The trail takes you through tunnels, over bridges, past lookouts, and along a narrow covered path. If you are looking for adventure, this is the place to go.
Now this is impressive. Cool rock caves come out to views like this. I'm liking it. That was awesome. What a great hike. And this whole area is so great for hiking. So if you come to the Partnach Gorge, come here, give yourselves a couple hours, a half day, or if you're really into hiking, a whole day. There's trails all the way here. This 750-meter stretch is just one highlight of this area.
We are doing a tour of the Kuchlbauer Brewery, and it is one of the most unique breweries I have ever seen in my life. I feel like I'm walking through a Gaudi exhibit. There's a tower with mosaics and architecture reaching 30 meters into the sky, and there's a wall of Weiss beer glasses, and it's just spectacular. It's colorful, it's unique. You've got to do this when you come to Bavaria.
The tour begins at Kunsthaus, a display dedicated to the works of Hundertwasser, one of the most important Austrian artists of his time. The other highlight of the tour is going up the Kuchlbauer Tower. It was designed by Hundertwasser himself. You can take an elevator or walk up to enjoy all the unique displays.
We're almost at the top.
There is something to see on every floor.
And this is the payoff from coming up to the tower. We're in the bowl, and you get another video about the construction and all of the information about the brewery. It's very unique and a lot of fun up here.
The tower and museum are worth it alone, but it is a working brewery, and on top of it all, we had a tour of the distillery, the fermenting room, and even a beer pharmacy to learn how their Weiss beers are made.
Now that was cool. Time to drink some beer.
It all ends with a snack and a pint at the beer garden.
So one of the highlights is definitely this beer garden. And with your ticket from going into the brewery, you get 1 beer and 1 pretzel. Pretty good deal. I can't wait to dig into either one of them, actually. What goes better together? Nothing.
Not far from the brewery is another famous monument to visit in Bavaria.
We are at the Hall of Liberation, and this is an amazing monument that was built by the king, well, commissioned, not built, of course, by King Ludwig to celebrate the defeat of Napoleon.
And not much farther along the river is a stop that is considered one of the most impressive views of the Danube. The Danube Gorge is recognized as a nature reserve and geotope, and it leads to the historic Weltenberg Abbey.
Take a day trip along the Danube Gorge to the Weltenberg Monastery. It is one of the oldest monasteries, if not the oldest in the world, and they also have the oldest brewery dating back to 1050. The abbey inside is also really beautiful. Make sure you go inside to check it out. Okay, we're about to start our paddling tour here with water walkers in Volkach. We're gonna go through the vineyards. Very exciting.
Going for it.
So if you drive just about an hour and a half outside of Nuremberg and an hour and a half from Frankfurt is a beautiful region in Franconia known as Volkach. And you have to do the paddling tour here. You have to canoe down the river. It's spectacular. We are paddling through the wineries. There's monasteries and churches around us. And, well, we're in wine country, so we get to stop and drink some wine. Who doesn't love that?
You know, a little bit of red wine out of Castell, that's also close to us.
Oh, amazing.
And that's also one of the big 5 vineyards of Franconia.
Cheers from the Main River in Franconia. Oh, I could get used to this.
So what's great about this tour is that it's all downstream and you only go one way. So you can go at your leisure, as long or as slow as you want. Then when you get to the end, you have a van come and pick you up. How awesome is that? So there's different times all day long, so you can go as fast or as slow as you want. You have like 6 hours to get wherever you want. So take your time, bring a picnic, have some wine, enjoy the scenery, and make a full day out of it. When you come to Bavaria, it's all about the hiking. There are so many trails through the mountains, the foothills of the Alps. If you want, you can go right up into the Alps. There's a lot of trails that go from town to town and hut to hut. So make some time to do some hiking when you come out here. If you want a great sunrise spot, come on out to Lake Eibsee. The reflections of Germany's highest peak are in the lake here behind me. It's just stunning. The clouds are clear and it looks like we're gonna have a great day. There's also fantastic hiking trails all around the lake and you can hike to the next town. And we're gonna be doing some hiking today.
Make sure you visit the historic town of Nuremberg.
Nuremberg is located in northern Bavaria, and the historic town dates back to 1050. It was one of the most important cities in the Roman Empire, and a tour around the second largest city in Bavaria is a must.
We're on a tour of the Cellars here in Nuremberg, and I have my audio guide, so it's all in German. So we're walking through the tunnels. Can you imagine being down here?
The most fascinating tour is of the old beer cellars. They date back 600 years, and they were used to cool and store beer. But during World War II, they were used by locals to seek shelter during air raids. Nuremberg was heavily bombed during the war, as it was a strategic location for the Nazis. This tour teaches you of both brewing and Nuremberg's history. Nuremberg is filled with sights to see, including the main square housing the town hall and Schöner Brunnen, an ornate fountain dating back to the 14th century. Get lost exploring the Nuremberg Castle, the city's timber houses, its old churches, the imposing city walls, and Nuremberg's many museums.
We're visiting the Documentation Center here in Nuremberg, which was the former party rally grounds of the Nazi Party. It takes us through the history of the Nazi Party and how people ended up following extremism. I think it's one of the most interesting museums that you could visit when you come to Nuremberg. It's a little bit out of town, but highly worth it. The Palace of Justice is the court system here in Nuremberg, and it is the place where the Nuremberg trials took place. The Nazis that were charged with human rights abuse were put on trial here, and you can actually go inside and visit the chambers where they were put on trial. One note, they are closed on Tuesday, and it's Tuesday. Well, you cannot come to Munich without coming to Mariaplatz. This is the main square of the city. You have the old town hall, you have the new town hall, And you have the Virgin Mary.
Olympic Park is a pretty cool place to check out. Not only can you go up the Olympic Tower and check out the 360-degree view of all of Munich, but it has a nice little park you can walk through, little lakes and waterways that you can take advantage of, as well as you're quite close to the BMW Museum. So if you're into cars, you can go over there and check that out. And this all took place at the home of the 1972 Olympics here in Munich.
So this is the ice river, and up until 2010, it was illegal to surf in these waters. They did it anyway. They've been doing it since 1972, but in 2010, it became legal after they passed the common sense law. If you hurt yourself when you're surfing, well, it's your fault.
Make sure you come into Hoffer House for a beer and some real Bavarian entertainment.
So we're on a tour of English Garden, and this is the largest garden in continental Europe. It's massive, and there's all kinds of things here. There's cycling, there's football, don't forget the nude area. Yes, you can hang out here in the park and go all out in your birthday suit. Behind me is the Chinese temple, and this here is the second largest beer garden in the world. This is located in the English Garden. People in Munich really know how to live their life well. And that was your tour of Bavaria.
So don't forget to subscribe because we put out travel videos every week.
And make sure you click the bell so that you get notifications.
See you soon.